Hello and welcome to the E14 Toybox. We're having a booster battle. But who's having a booster battle? Because you can't see our faces.
Yeah, we don't know who's having a booster battle.
Recording setup is a weird one today, but we're trying it out and it might work and it might not. So let us know in the comments below and I'm sure you will.
Who the fuck are these guys?
I'm your host, as always, Rob, and I'm joined this time by Blake. Hello, Blake.
Hello, Rob.
Let's wave to the camera. So what we're going to do is we're going to take two boosters from my miscellaneous collection of boosters. This is kind of a little bit of a test run for our next full brick battle, which is coming in the not too distant future. This, for now, is going to be a pretty straightforward two boosters each from this selection of four from relatively recent sets. Thank you, Blake. And we're going to take them, and for an added bit of fun, we're also going to draft a 300-point team, because we never do that, and we call it a booster battle, and then we never do the battle. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that with the E14 Toybox for 2018. So any booster battles we have are going to have some sort of gameplay involved, even if we have to record it later, because we tend to do this in the evenings, and we tend not to have a lot of time to spare. Life gets in the way, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously you can see, you might be able to see how some of the Clix actually work or play against that. I mean, it might be a learning curve for us because we might use the Clix completely wrong.
This is true. But, and again, if there's stuff to be said in the comments, I'm sure we'll hear about it. So what I thought would probably be easiest, for the sake of as fair as it's going to get, is if we both take an Elseworlds.
Yeah.
So one of these off the end, and then dealer's choice. So if you want to go What If, you can, or Harley Quinn.
I'm happy to take the What If one.
Excellent. All right. So let's allocate our forces. So this is our respective booster battle forces, from which we are going to assemble a 300-point team. Shall we also do our scoring system?
If you like to.
You're
better at recording the scoring system than I am.
So how we'll score this is the traditional system. So before we open the boosters, we're going to guess at the rarest piece in our pulls.
Are we just doing rare, super rare?
Rare, super rare chase. If we get primes, kind of count them as rares or super rares, I guess. We'll know. I think we'll know instinctively when the time comes.
Well, yeah, I'd say a prime with a super rare.
Yeah,
probably,
okay.
If you want to classify it as that.
So what we'll do is we guess before we open the pulls what the rarest piece we're going to pull across the board is.
Okay.
So rather than do it by booster, we'll just guess. The rarest thing I'm going to pull is a super rare. If you get it right, you get a point. If yours is the rarest out of all the pulls, you get a point. Okay. We don't have any points for Clix FX or primes, so it's 2 points. If you get a chase, you double your points, whatever they may be. So there's 4 points to play for. And then what we can always do is we can set some sort of points thing for the game as well.
Yeah.
And work it out. So to the victor, as always, is only bragging rights and the spoils of pride.
Yeah.
But at the
and
same
then you'll
time,
probably, even if I win, you'll probably kick my ass in the actual game later.
Maybe, or may work the other way.
Yeah,
Or I might edit it in a selective way that makes me look like I won.
Yeah.
I pulled Constantine. All right. So
or the actual game is like, you see me roll the dice and then all of a sudden it's a critical fail.
It is critical fail. And then there's just like some really shoddy CG work over the individual dots on the dice.
Or you actually film the click later, you just go knocking it over or something like that.
To hell with this game.
Yeah.
I never win.
I don't know why I like this game.
Yeah, to be fair, there is that. So, do you have any kind of hopes for what you might pull for us?
I'm not particularly sure what's actually in the actual Elseworlds.
So I can give you a few things that are in there. So there are Justice Riders. They're commons, but they're quite nifty. They're sort of cowboy variants on the Justice League characters. So there's, I think, Kid Flash, Wonder Woman, Diana Prince as Justice Rider, and John Jones, Martian Manhunter as a cowboy. There are some planetary figures, and then there's Dark Knight Returns, Batman. I believe Dark Knight Returns Green Arrow is in there as well, the one with one arm.
Yeah. Is there like Gotham by Gaslight or?
Not that I recall, but maybe. But there's also things like Necron the Bat God and the Joker creature from the book of, I think it's called the Book of Ra. Things like that. But there's also things like What If. There's Green Lantern of Krypton. There's Green Lantern of Gotham. So there's different characters as Green Lanterns.
Yeah, I can see there's obviously one that's obviously Superman's got the lantern.
Yes.
In one of the pictures.
Yes. And then obviously the What If you're more familiar with. So it's like, Doctor Punisher and Punisher of the Strange.
Yeah,
and Iron Punisher.
the Doctor Strange Punisher I would like from the What If set,
Okay.
because I quite like the look of those ethereal Uzis that he's
Yes,
holding.
they are
So
very,
I
very
think
cool.
quite
And
like
it's
it,
transparent plastic. We know
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
yeah. So if you hear this weird noise, that's right.
It's just me spaffing everyone over the plastic.
Yeah.
The particular piece of
I do quite like the look of this, what looks like a sort of piratey Batman on one of the pictures as well.
That's Dark Knight Returns Batman, I think.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he looks
I
kind
think.
of cool.
I'm not sure. Don't quote me.
Yeah. Okay. No.
So
Yeah, I'm not a massive. As you know, I'm not a massive DC aficionado. I mean, I like what I read of it, but yeah, it's just not something I've ever really massively got into.
Much like you're a Sony pony, you're also a Marvel parvel.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I don't think I've ever mentioned I like Sony. I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
don't know what you mean. Check out the E14 Gamecast to find out. Available on all great podcast providers and Apple Podcasts.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So we have our 2 each. We have them pre-scissored,
Yeah. Oh.
and ready to open with much more ease than is customary. So I think the rarest thing I will pull from these 2 is going to be a super rare.
Okay.
That is my sort of conservative estimate of what I think I'm going to pull.
Yeah. Now, do I try and best you by saying,
That's the question.
yeah, do I take
Now,
the...
here's the thing to keep in mind, right? I'm not trying to mind games.
No.
It flashes up in text. Yes, he is. If you guess Chase,
And you don't get it, I'll definitely lose.
well, if you get, well, hang on.
I get the point for guessing it right, but if I have a chase, I'll still get double points.
Yes, so you'd still get 2 points even if you don't guess Chase, but you get 1 because
Yeah.
you beat me, and then
Yeah.
unless I get a Chase, in which case it'd be fucking amazing.
Well, yeah, you'd be.
What a great episode!
You've been alright, yeah.
Just like we're rich.
I just assume like lots of confetti comes down.
We're Clix rich bitches. The question is, as my guest, do you want to go first or second?
I will go first,
All right.
and I will probably say super rare as well because I think there's a good chance that's going to be in one of these.
Okay.
Unless
fine.
you want to guess me one for these and one for the other.
No, that's fine. We'll go one guess across the board.
Right.
And both count, so you can pull a super rare here and a chase here, and the chase is the best one. So
Okay.
it's just about your best one.
Okay.
And the guess is what's
Giggity.
best. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to be in Video Village watching you do this and making sure that it looks okay. So I'm going to move these out of the way to give you more space to play.
So this is the Elseworlds one of my 2.
Yep.
So let's just pop this bad boy open. Don't fight me. Right. Okay. Ooh, that looks pretty cool.
Oh.
So let's see what we got here. So we have, first of all, let's get these out. Why do they have to have a thick cape? Right. Right. First one we got is a Green Lantern of Gotham. Does that look alright?
Yep. That's good. That's a nice piece.
Yeah, he does look really cool. That is 105 points.
Oh, okay. In the New Balance, that's quite hefty.
Yeah, starts off with outwit and telekinesis.
Okay.
Moves on to he does have energy shield deflection to begin with. Moves on to toughness and perplex after that. Then moves on to red damage, range combat expert, isn't it?
Red damage.
Yeah. So moves on to that and sidestep afterwards. So he becomes probably a bit more effective as he in combat as he goes further down his dial. Actually.
Okay. Can you just hold it up to the camera again?
Yeah. So is that that? So. Oops, sorry. So yeah, it's quite nice. Like the I'm sure Rob's really enjoying the translucent jumping.
I am a fan.
That's quite good. So I assuming this is obviously Bruce Wayne with the ring.
I believe so. Yes.
As part of the
Check the cards. I can. Check.
Yeah. So,
Yes. So it's Bruce Wayne
with Green Lantern core keyword and abilities.
He's not too bad. He's got
So I'll
as
flash,
I said, he has perplex and precision strike.
I'll flash the card up in the viewpoint here. So that's quite good, and that's what his other side looks like here.
Yep. And he is. I'm not sure if that's a rare or super rare.
That is a. Oh, these are never easy to tell. 31. What colour is it?
Sort of silvery.
Oh, it's a rare then.
Yeah.
Here's a cool. So this is the trait from an alternate Earth. If this character is on your sideline, you may give a free action to a friendly character named Batman or Green Lantern that's equal or more points, and replace that character with this character on the same click.
Okay.
So you can swap him in.
Nice one.
And then when Green Lantern of Gotham has 2 action tokens, he can use Barrier as a free action till your next turn as a trait as well.
Yeah. What's the box out on his movement?
So movement is Green Lantern of Gotham can use phasing teleport, running shot, and stealth.
Ooh, that's actually quite handy start, especially to have outwit on his starting click as well.
Yes, that's very nice. And 3 damage to start as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. 3 printed
So
damage.
you know that's with outwit, you're probably just going to be doing. You're quite easily going to be doing 3 damage off the bat. So it'll go straight through.
Yes,
so.
indeed. So
No, nice one.
moving on.
Okay. So who else have we got? I'll do this one next. We have a Flash.
Okay.
60 points. Looks like just a typical common.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a nice model with the speed blur there.
Okay, nice. Lovely. That's very cool. I love when they do the translucent plastic speed blurs. They're awesome.
Unsurprisingly, got hypersonic speed.
Yep.
Does 3 damage off the bat and has super sensors.
It's a pretty short dial, so I'm just going to pop the card into the side here, so you can see.
Ooh. Oh yeah, he does go down like a punk, unfortunately. If you hit him hard. But I suppose he is only 60 points.
There is that.
Looking at the dial, he reminds me more of some of the pre-carders because he actually loses a lot of his powers.
He does.
Apart from hypersonic speed, which I know is his big.
He's only got hypersonic.
Which is a very powerful power to have.
It is. Even with the new rule balancing, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's still one of the stronger powers in the game.
Yeah. So then he's got super senses for a couple of clicks, and then otherwise he's pretty bare. He's got 1 trait. Once per game, if another friendly character within 10 squares in line of fire would be hit by a range attack, you may place the Flash in a square adjacent to the target, and that target attack misses that target. If you do, for the rest of that game, the Flash speed value becomes 0, and he can use sidestep and outwit. Yeah, so he's basically taking a bullet for the president. It's called saving the president. So it's.
But he gets crippled in the process.
Yeah, basically. It's a pretty nice figure.
Well, I mean, that's not a bad shout to turn him into a support piece, I suppose.
No,
effectively.
not at all. Yeah, if you can use sidestep and outwit.
And if it protects a more powerful piece that's not 60 points at the end of the day.
Sure.
Because, I mean, you know, the new system, obviously, with Clix seemed to be that lower points seem to be the way to go.
Less is more. Well, you can say that. Look what you're about to. I know what you're about to get.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so we have Necroon the Bat God.
Yes. He is rather swish.
That's nice. That's a nice sculpt, actually. I know it's fairly straightforward.
Yeah.
It's simple but effective, but I like the colouring they've done on him. They've actually got it's a nice dark.
So his dial is a beast.
Okay. Oh yes, he has 2 wattages, either 200 or 100.
Yep, which is always a good start. So he's
he's obviously quite powerful.
Here's his card.
Is he common?
I think he's uncommon. Yes, he's uncommon.
I'll just say that's very powerful for an uncommon piece.
Idiot. That's all. They're in the cards have got the rarity in the background of the figure's face. Look, uncommon, green.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's me being a pillock. Avatar of Darkness. Other friendly characters can use the Batman ally team ability. When Necron the Bat God is KO'd by an opponent's attack for the rest of the game, other friendly characters can't be targeted by opposing characters 4 or more squares away from them. So he's got, that Proteus ability in Uncanny X-Men where he sort of blocks range attacks.
Okay, yeah.
If he gets KO'd, he does that for everybody else as a parting gift.
Oh.
Yeah. 4 squares or more away can't even target.
That's horrible.
Yep.
his dial is even more beastly. He's 9
I mean, horrible
clicks.
to fight against. I mean,
Yeah, 9 clicks for the full. He's got Quintessence and Batman Family Team ability. So
Yeah.
he's got Sidestep and Running Shot.
At 200, he is quite a
Penetrating
beast,
Psychic
isn't it?
Blast. Is that Impervious or Invincible? Impervious. Followed by Invincible. And then
He goes impervious.
Range Combat Expert
Oh
followed by
no,
Outwit.
he goes impervious, invincible, invulnerable,
Toughness.
toughness.
So if you want to, this is something I said when I've pulled this into previous Toybox videos. If you want to learn the differences between those powers, he is a good figure to use.
Well, yeah, he definitely goes
He has
through
a
all
lot.
of them.
Yeah.
It's weird because I would actually argue that invincible is more powerful than impervious. So-
Yeah, I mean, I guess with the rule changes, it kind of is. But then this was pre-rule change, so.
Yeah,
update
no,
pack.
well, I mean, Invincible didn't really change that much because it just wasn't very. The problem with the change in the rules is obviously is it cleared a lot of the wording, really.
Yes.
'Cause, I mean, Invincible, the power hasn't really changed all that much.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, they've capped the damage, but it
Yeah.
used to be always halved.
Yeah, so he's his name is just Necron, so he's not Bruce Wayne or anything. He's just Necron.
So he is his own
Yep.
thing.
He's from the Book of the Dead, not Book of Ra.
Ah,
Book of the
okay.
Dead.
Oh, I quite like him. Yeah, and obviously I can see. Obviously, it's definitely an Egyptian style
Yes.
feel. Obviously.
Got 2 more left to go.
Okay, I've got a Templar,
Yep.
which I assume, yeah, he's a common.
Yep. He's a generic, I think.
He chose poorly. So, do you know what story he's from?
He's from Batman: The Doom That Came to Gotham.
Okay, so the Lovecraftian story.
I don't know.
Yes, I believe that's the.
Probably.
I think that's the Mike Mignola Lovecraft story.
Oh, okay.
Because I think Mike Mignola did 2 stories, as far as I'm aware.
Right.
One, that Doom That Came to Gotham is the Lovecraft one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he did Gotham by Gaslight as well.
Oh, okay. Nice. So he's 4 clicks for 30 points. 2 clicks of attack box out, followed by penetrating psychic blast. 2 clicks of energy shield deflection. His movement box out can use penetrating psychic blast. When he does, and the target has monster or mystical, this action doesn't count against your action total.
Oh, okay.
So he gets essentially gets penetrating psychic blast as a free action ish.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't count towards your available
That's
actions.
pretty bitey for 30 points.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I think there might be a better version of him in there as well. Like there's
Possibly.
a couple where it's like a generic soldier piece and then a nicer version of the soldier piece that's a character.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know they like to do that. Like
Yeah.
they'll have like a generic shield agent, for example, and
Yeah.
else. But no, not bad.
Not
I
bad at
said
all.
they've definitely got better with their paint jobs.
The sculpts on this set, I think, are way better than the what ifs. 'Cause the
Yeah, I
what
must
ifs
admit,
are-
from my pools of what ifs I have at home, I've never felt like I've done that great at pulling from them.
For my money, it's the worst set of last year. Even though it's good, it's not the best. There are far better sets.
Yeah, I felt that I went, oh, what if? And I picked them up and I've gone, oh, it's
Yeah.
not. I've never been that blown away with what I've got or the quality, if that makes sense.
What if DC was better than Marvel?
And we have a common 90-point Superman.
Cool.
Action pose.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So,
Stop.
in the name of love, before you break my heart.
All right. He's pretty. I mean, he's a generic, but he's nice looking.
Yeah, and I think if you were getting into the game and you draw him as a common from a booster, I think that's a nice model to have.
Yeah, and 90 points for the dial he's got, which we'll see in a sec. It's pretty good. So I'm just gonna bring that gradually into shot. Shifting focus Superman, so he can be replaced as a free action with anybody with the same trait. So
Yeah.
World's Finest and all that, the same click number. Deep Impact is a attack box out, which he gets on clicks 1 through 5. He's 7 clicks for 90 points.
Okay, it's pretty powerful then.
Yeah, 5 clicks of.
His defense isn't great.
What's it called? Leap Climb. There you go. 5 clicks of Leap Climb, 2 clicks of Sidestep, 5 clicks of Attack Box Out, 2 clicks of what's pink? Precision Strike. That's the one. And then 2 clicks of Toughness, 2 clicks of Energy Shield Deflection, Super Senses, and then Energy Shield Deflection again. And then
not the most powerful defense boxes. I
No,
suppose,
the
but
damage-
it is only 9 points.
the damage boxes are Leadership and Shape Change. The Attack Box Out is Superman can use Precision Strike and Quake, When Superman uses Leap Climb, after actions resolve, he may use Quake as a free action. So basically, if you imagine him sort of just kind of slamming into the ground.
Okay.
Basically, if he uses Leap Climb to do it, then you can...
he's just jumping down and punching down.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
But he's a pretty standard Superman. He's from action number 221.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there you go. That's it. That's
it's not bad. I'll say it's not bad.
No.
I do worry that when I'm rotating this model while you're reading the cards, I feel like I'm on QVC. But,
and what we have here is a fine 90-point Superman, which is available from our Elseworlds collection. All right, let's find out what's in the other one.
Not a bad pull. I think the Necron is the most... I know he's not the rarest piece, but I'd say he was definitely the most powerful out of all of them.
Yeah, well, we'll do, as is customary on the toy box, I have pick of the pulls, so we can do a pick of your pulls at the end of it.
Yeah.
And he might, at the moment, he's your front runner then.
Yeah, at the moment, that's my next one.
But let's find out what's in your what if.
Okay. Ooh. That looks nice. That's the best pull I've ever had from What If.
That's a really good pull. That's a bloody good pull.
Okay, I'll chuck the cards over to you.
Thank you.
Okay, so the first one we have is Captain America with Mjolnir. 100 points. Is that? I think that must be rare.
He's a rare again, yeah.
See, so I didn't get a super rare.
No.
Well, not that I can see. So, yeah, that's in there. Let me just click his dial. I want to click one.
Yeah,
4 damage on the start.
Beautiful. Look at that.
Oh, that's a lovely odd one.
Yeah, it's very, very nice. Translucent plastic. Once again, we know I'm a fan. So he's 100 points for 6 clicks. Bloody hell.
Yeah, he starts off on 4 damage. That's what I was very impressed by.
Yeah, card coming into shot now. So just shift that across. There you go. So he's got 2 different traits. So he's from an alternate Earth. He can be replaced by a captain. He can replace any Captain America or Thor, equal or more points.
Okay.
And then replace them with this character on the same click. He can use Energy Shield Deflection and Range Combat Expert as a trait as well.
Oh, okay.
Which is pretty cool. So his 6 clicks look like so. So 2 clicks of the green one, which escapes me because charge. 2 clicks of charge, 2 clicks of sidestep, 2 clicks of force blast, 3 blank clicks, and then 3 clicks of green, which is quake, and then
defense looks like toughness followed by
combat reflexes. Yep. And then his damage box out I'll get to, and then he's got 2 clicks of close combat expert and 2 clicks of outwit. Damage box out. Captain America can use leadership. If he does and succeeds while adjacent to 1 or more opposing characters of 150 points or less, give these characters an action token. So he not only succeeds to remove tokens from his own characters, he can actually add them to others. Intimidating presence. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very cool. That's a close contender with my pick of the pool, actually.
Right,
I think I quite like the look at him.
There you go.
Right, let's see who we got. But that might be just because I just really like that sculpt.
That's fair.
So now we have. Oh, it's a bit. Carolina Dead, is that so?
Dean.
Carolina Dean, sorry, it's a bit scraped on the.
Oh, is it?
The text is a bit scraped.
Quality control.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, looking.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, translucent hair. So for.
Oh, blimey! It's all the things that tick all my boxes.
Yeah, so that's what there. And translucent face.
Ah, blimey!
All
my favourite women have that.
Is she part?
Runaways.
Runaways. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wondered what she was from.
Yeah, she's from the Runaways and the Young Avengers. Oh, it's from What If the Runaways became the Young Avengers.
Okay.
So she is 5 points for 5 clicks for 75 points.
Yep, she's an uncommon.
Okay. And here's a card. So, Runaways trait, once per turn when Carolina Dean attacks, if she's adjacent to a friendly character with the Runaways or Young Avengers keyword, she can reroll a 1 on the die of the attack roll.
Okay.
Nifty. So then she's got a dial that looks like so, 2 clicks of running shot, 3 clicks of sidestep, 3 clicks of penetrating psychic blast, and 2 clicks of yellow, which I always forget. Pulse wave. Because I never use it. 3 clicks of a defense box out, which I'll come to.
I'm more inclined to use Pulse Wave now. It's become a better power.
This is true.
It was kind of pointless before.
3 clicks of defense box out, followed by 2 clicks of energy shield deflection, and then 3 clicks of the green one, which is enhancement, and then 2 blank ones. The defense box out reads: Carolina Dean can use barrier and defend. When Carolina Dean or adjacent friendly characters are targeted by a range attack, modify the attacker's damage value by -1.
Okay.
So that's quite cool.
Very
She's really nifty.
Yeah. No, good range combat, right?
Yes.
Character. Okay. We have Iron Punisher.
Okay.
Quite cool. 100 points. He is a uncommon.
Okay. That's really
Do the
nice.
action pose there.
Very cool.
But like in the obviously the Punisher skull on the
Yes.
chest.
Very nice. It's Frank Castle.
Unsurprisingly,
Indeed.
I assume it is. What if I'm?
What if Captain America had formed the Avengers?
Okay.
I don't know.
He would have allowed Frank Castle into his team.
Apparently, yeah. So from an alternate Earth, he can replace Iron Man or Punisher equal or more points with this on the same click, and then he's got a damage box out after we go through the dial. So he's 100 points for 7 clicks, 2 clicks of running shot, 5 blank, 3 penetrating psychic blast,
Ooh.
3 precision strike. He's got what's that one? Invulnerable. Grey.
Invulnerable with
Yeah.
Grey.
Followed
I'm
by
quite
toughness.
impressed on his first click that he's got 12 attack
Yeah.
with penetrating psychic blast.
That's pretty cool. And he's got toughness on the thing, 3 blank ones, and then 4 clicks of a damage box out. He's indomitable as well for 100 points.
Bloody hell.
Damage box out. When Iron Punisher KOs an opposing character, modify a friendly character's damage value by +1 until your next turn.
Ouch.
So he buffs somebody up temporarily after he KOs an opponent.
That's very cool for 100 points. Actually.
Indeed.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with that one as well. Okay. Right, now we have regular Punisher. Although he may be, I don't know if he's just classic Punisher or if he's from a What If story, but he looks like classic Punisher. He's going to kill you with his big machete.
Stop. It's racist. It's really racist.
Only 40 points.
Yes. So he is standard Frank Castle Punisher.
Okay.
He's from Circle. They've identified him as
He's just your basic.
he's just your basic psychopathic mob killer. He's from Circle of Blood, so
Okay.
just the standard Punisher stories as such, such as they are. So here's his card, pretty much for muchness: stealth, running shot, willpower, toughness, range combat expert, and outwit, spread across the dial like so. So 2 clicks of stealth, 3 clicks of running shot, 2 clicks of willpower, 3 clicks of toughness, range combat expert on 2, and then outwit on 3. Never goes above 2 damage, but a nice sculpt.
Yeah, but range combat expert, obviously that allows him to buff it up.
Yes, and he has a range
So
of 6 and a single
pretty,
lightning bolt.
pretty average range, but
Yeah.
But again, 40 points, you can't really complain.
Well, true.
So yeah, not too shabby.
Mm.
And last but not least,
Kind of is.
well, yeah,
Only by
We-
rarity.
yeah. Sorry, that Punisher was a common.
Yes.
This we have just your common garden Daredevil.
Common garden blind superhero.
Yeah,
Blind acrobat. Apart from that,
yeah. Trying to poke you with his long stick.
it's a nice sculpt, I think.
Yeah, it's obviously like looking good with his obviously
Extendable cane.
extendable cane.
My only issue with the what ifs is there are so many sculpts that are not varied in any way.
No, I noticed when I was looking through them, a lot of them seem to be the same cults but different powers.
Yeah,
obviously.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which is a bit. It's
See,
fine.
it's
but
fine. It just seems a little bit lazy.
yeah, indeed.
But yeah, but this one is 40 points again, like the Punisher was.
Okay.
He seems to have combat reflexes, which would make sense for a Daredevil on his starting click, and stealth. I think that says.
Yeah, indeed. So he's 5 clicks for 40 points. Here's his dial. It looks like so. 2 clicks of stealth, 2 clicks of charge, a blank one, 5 attack box out clicks, 3 clicks of combat reflexes, and 2 clicks of super senses. And his attack box out is when Daredevil hits with an attack, after action is resolved, give the target an action token. So basically, he gets a little free incapacitate on top.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not particularly damaging. That's,
No, he's not. Doesn't.
That's why I wondered if his box set would have helped with that. But
yeah, he doesn't exceed 2 at any point.
So he's going to have trouble against any.
Indeed.
Many of the more powerful characters.
Right. So we've been through your boosters. What would you say, if you had to pick now, would be your pick of the pulls? Your pulls.
It comes down, if I was to say 2 that I really liked,
Okay.
I would say it comes down to Necroon and the Captain America from each one of them.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
I really like the Captain America mainly because of the sculpt. I just think that's a really cool
Yes.
look. But I do think in terms of an actual dial and playing piece, I know obviously he's like double the points of Captain America, but
Yeah.
The Necroon is obviously a bit of a beast.
Yes,
so,
indeed.
So I'd say I'm probably going to actually surprise you and go with Necroon. Actually.
Cool. Well,
So,
I have some good news about that. I already have one, so it's yours.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, no, very nice.
Okay, so let's
cool.
switch places, and I will go through mine and see what I pull.
All right then. So I have my Elseworlds booster. I'm going to start with this one in the same spirit as what you did. So let's see what I end up with. So we both said super rare.
Yeah.
I've
failed in my mission to get a super.
You didn't get a super rare, but this could still go your way if yours are slightly nicer rares.
Yeah.
So okay.
For me to have a chance.
Yes. Okay. Let's put the rares in.
So
We'll start with the commons and work my way up. So
who have we got first?
So the first one we have is a common number 5, the Flash, and he looks like that.
Okay. No, looking good.
Yeah, it's nice sculpt again.
Yeah.
Translate.
Again, similar sculpt to obviously the other one that was pulled, but
Yeah,
but he's not too shabby. Is he actually the same points? Oh no, I think he's
Cheaper.
different. Yeah, he's cheaper.
yeah.
He's 40, so his card looks like this. I'll just bring it in.
Mm-hmm.
So his powers are as such. His dial looks like that. It's only 4 clicks. Starts off with 3 points of damage and then goes down to 2. His defense is quite high to begin with, a 19 defense.
And his speed, Blake.
His speed is significantly faster because I think the other one had hypersonic speed with 12 and I think this one has 14 here.
Yes.
So if we just flip over to his actual abilities, it literally just his hypersonic speed of Heroclix movie. So he has no trait, but that is a serious. Well, he's definitely the Flash. There's no argument. There's no argument in terms of.
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you wanted a basic Flash that you could field in a cheap 300-point team, like say you wanted to do like Justice League in 300 points, that would be an easy one to put him in.
For sure.
And he does what you want him to do at the end of the.
Indeed.
Okay.
So next
The next one.
we have number 7. He's another common, the Bat.
Bats. Okay. Yep. Okay.
It's a nice piece.
Yeah. So this is from Batman Two Faces number 1.
Okay.
So. Okay. Looks a little bit different. I'm not aware of the story.
No, I'm not either, to be honest. But I know there is a sculpt very similar to this with the Joker's face called Joker Creature, and I wonder if it's the two faces.
It might be from the
Yeah.
from the same story then. Okay.
Let us know in the comments because I'd be interested to know. I'm always up for learning these things if I
Yeah,
can.
and I'm always willing to learn new things. So.
Yeah.
Right, so let's just bring his card in. So this is the Bat. He has a trait called the Strength I Need at a Terrible Cost. At the beginning of your turn, you may roll a d6 that can't be re-rolled and add the Bat's click number. On a result of 7 or more, you replace the Bat with number 20, the Joker creature, and the same click number plus 2.
Okay.
So he obviously takes a hit, but obviously I imagine the Joker creature is probably more powerful.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if he just gets twatted at number 3, it's like, oh, well, what's the point of him?
Yeah. So you have Define the Crime Boss, Two-Face at Sidestep. He's got Willpower, Perplex, and Outwit. and his dial looks like this. As you said, quite a short dial, only 4 clicks. He starts off with sidestep, but then loses his powers after 2 clicks. He doesn't have any fight powers, as we can see. He has willpower for most of his dial apart from his last click, but does have perplex for most of his dial apart from the last click where he has outwit. So, but straight 2 damage all across the board. But I mean, as a cheap guy of bringing on the Joker creature, that's not a bad support piece, I suppose. So,
right, next we have it's an uncommon 21 Bizarro Police. An action pose in like that.
Yeah, that looks well. It looks quite cool as a model goes.
Yeah, it's got a little whoosh.
Yeah, got a little whoosh.
Like a whoosh.
Obviously, the main job seems to be, obviously, as you would expect, Bizarro.
Yeah, if you want, and what's cool is, if you wanted, you could detach him from the whoosh and make an Olympic diving Clix.
Yeah.
That's always nice.
Yeah.
It's always nice when you have a figure that you can do that with.
Yeah.
It helps a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's one of the things I look for in figures.
Okay, so let's bring his card on. So this is his dial to begin with. He, again, low dial, it's only 4 clicks. He has 50 points. It's has charge, sidestep to begin with. Super strength going on to Quake, I believe that is, afterwards. And he has a box out defense, which I'll just flip his card around. Sorry, I'll just finish the damage. Damage is seems to be straight normal 3 points of damage, and then he has willpower after that.
Close combat expert.
Oh, it's close combat expert.
Yeah, because it's damage.
Oh yeah, defense would be willpower, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So my mistake.
It happens.
So Bizarro Police. Bizarro Police, as the box out on that is Bizarro DNO Degradation, which is Bizarro Police takes a maximum of 1 damage from his attacks. When Bizarro Police is hit with an attack and its defense value is equal to the attacker's attack total, KO Bizarro Police. This power cannot be countered or ignored. So, okay.
You have to. He has a relatively low defense for that, so you have to be pretty unlucky. They have to be pretty unlucky to roll.
To do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a bit, thematic, I suppose.
Yeah, you actually almost want to roll crap, but just enough to damage.
Yeah.
Because then it will KO him. Because like 14 is quite hard to get otherwise, unless you you start with a 12 attack character, you need to roll a critical fail, and at which point you fail anyway.
Yeah. So no, but fair enough. That's a.
He's
not bad.
He's nifty
again for 50 points.
He's nifty for a bit of variety.
Yeah. Okay,
so next up is another uncommon. He is Pete Ross.
Okay. Okay. That's I don't know this is Son of Superman OGN.
OGN. I'm not sure about what OGN stands for.
Yeah, unless
it's
the Son of Superman. His name is Ogden.
Something graphic novel.
Yeah,
maybe.
Or it might be original graphic novel.
Maybe,
or something like that. So,
maybe
his name is Ogden.
Maybe he was cut. Maybe he was cut from the director's version.
Yeah. So no.
It's a nice sculpt. It's a cool
interesting.
Man.
Yeah. Okay, so just bringing his card on. We have. So Pete Ross, he has a couple of box out special abilities. He has enhanced electro stunner on his fight box out, which is Pete Ross can use incapacitate. When he does, also target all opposing characters adjacent to the real target, so he sort of incapacitates all the people in a row if they all jump on him.
Nice.
He also has a defense box out, which is a stop click. Opposing characters within 4 squares can use incapacitate and toughness. So I assume it does. Yeah, he gives him a stop click, but I think it does slightly buff the other ones.
Yeah.
So he also has running shot, charge, earthbound neutralized comes later, incapacitate, invulnerability, toughness, and leadership. He is 80 points.
Yep.
Has 5 clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to that sort of debilitating stop click is on his last click, like a lot of stop clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Starts off with 3 damage, moves down to 2. So not the most powerful of pieces, but he does
But no slouch either.
No. So, but I mean, he does start off with running shot and then moves into a close combat sort of position afterwards.
So I believe he's one who becomes. He's also the same sculpt for Superman Police, and like I said, they're sort of.
He must be the more powerful version of
Yeah.
Superman Police. Okay, not too shabby then. And last but not least,
Indeed, because this is the rarest one in the box. It is a rare.
Okay.
It is Batman in the very cool kind of almost original colours.
that's a very nice.
It's nice, isn't
sculpt.
it? It's the
actually.
same one. It's the same sculpt that's in the starter set, but a
Okay.
different dial.
Hmm.
Just this
Oh,
one's a
looking
bit
nice.
more powerful, I think. Maybe. Obviously,
yeah.
Batman symbol, team ability.
No, he does look very nice, and he's got some. Got quite a little. It's got fairly long dial. Goes out on click 7, so they're not bad. He's 100 points.
Yep.
So 6
Indomitable.
clicks. Indomitable, yeah. He's not the highest defense, but let's just have a look at it. So let's just bring his card on. So we have his trait is World Without Superman. Modified his character's attack value by +2 when attacking only characters of 50 points or less.
Okay.
Modified his character's attack value by -1 when attacking only characters of 150 points or more. So he can really wail on little guys, but it comes across anyone hard, he's a bit knackered.
Yeah.
And then he has Dead, which is a box out on his fight, which is whenever a friendly character is KO'd, you may place Batman in the KO'd character's square. Unique modifier, if you do, modify his combat values by +1 until the end of your next turn. So he's sort of a bit of a rage mode, I think.
Yeah.
And he has a defense box out, which is skills that rival Shiva. Batman can use combat reflexes and toughness.
Cool.
So just looking at his dial, he starts off with charge, then moves on to sidestep, and then back onto charge on his last click.
Okay.
Has precision strike from most of his dial, and then that fight ability I mentioned earlier on his last 2 clicks.
Yep.
The defense box out is mostly for the beginning of his click, but then moves just to plain combat reflexes at the end. And then he has outwit for 2 clicks, perplex for 3 clicks, and then outwit on his last click.
Okay.
So not pretty good, not too bad.
Yeah, I mean the sculpt is nice, but it's nothing to write home about. It's not it's not one like a Necron or a Green Lantern of Gotham that's going to blow you away.
No, he's not one that is pulling from an Elseworlds that I go, ooh, that's something different.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's a nice piece, and like I say, it's the nice. I like
when
the
as
colour
Batman goes, I mean, I know there are some very nice Batman clicks out there, so it's a bit, he's fighting amongst some good ones.
Maybe that's a future video, but my favourite Batman clicks.
Yeah.
Who knows? Anyway, so let's move on to the second of our 2
Do you
boosters.
have a favourite from that set?
In terms of what I'm after?
Yeah.
Oh, from this set?
From that pool, I mean.
To be honest, the Bat. Only because I have a Batman like that sculpt.
Okay.
I have a Flash like that sculpt. I think I have Pete Ross and Bizarro Police already from previous Toybox videos.
Okay.
So Bat's the only unique one I've got.
Okay.
So he's the only one that's new to me. So but that's fine. I mean, this is the fun of randomising.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
So this, if I get a chase from this, I'll be shitting myself with happiness.
Okay.
Because these are the Darkseid War chases.
Oh, right, okay. Okay, let's see what you've got.
I'm not shitting myself. But there are some cool pieces in here, I can already tell. So let's find them. So there's the cards there.
Okay, thank you.
So start with a common. So this is number 11, and she is Asylum Doctor.
Okay. So Asylum Doctor. So only 20 points.
Yep.
Only has 3 clicks.
Really nice sculpt, actually.
He does look good and look like something you almost a little bit like what you'd have out of the cartoon. A little bit.
Yeah.
I know, obviously, there's going to be the animated series set that comes out later.
I'm so happy.
That's not a bad look, though.
No.
I mean, in terms of actual normal abilities, they have sidestep and incapacitate.
Yep. So
not bad for a support piece. I'll just bring the card on. So, sorry, do that again. Should have done that earlier. So we have a damage box out, which is you want to stop what you're doing right now and listen to me. which gives Perplex, but only to target opposing characters. Outwit, but only to target the target of her Perplex this turn, and only if it's 50 points or less. So it's a very specific ability.
That is very specific.
So apart from that, not the most powerful. If I just flip over to her powers, so she is not the fastest, but it's only got sidestep and pretty low movement for 3 clicks. But does have it all the way through all through 3 clicks. Incapacitated all 3 clicks. She only does 1 point of damage with that weird box out on her damage, and but just has straight 2 damage on her last click.
Okay.
But no defense powers whatsoever.
All right.
So
still,
I mean, it's a common support piece, really. It's not.
Yeah, and it is a nice sculpt. Like I say, this is probably one of the nicer scientists I've seen sculpted out.
Yeah.
They've managed to put detail on things like the badge.
I mean, if I was to compare it to some of the more generic people, from the older Agents from S.H.I.E.L.D. set, for example, which has some scientists.
Yeah, or like the adamantium scientist from what set's he from? Invincible Iron Man, maybe.
Yeah, I mean they've obviously upped their game a bit in terms of their sculpt and paint jobs.
It's a really nice paint job. I have to say that as well. Really, really nice. Next is another common, but I really love this. Batgirl.
Very nice.
That's gorgeous. Really love that.
Very nice.
It's got a gun. It's got a batarang. Got the midriff. Oh,
yeah.
Goodness. What will the neighbours say? Holsters and black leather trousers, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Superb.
Quite nice.
For a common, that's gorgeous.
Running at
Really
60
like that.
points.
Yeah.
So I'll just bring the card in. So this is Batgirl. So zoom down, focus down here. Right. So Thrill Killer is a trait. Thrill Killer 62. When any character is KO'd by an attack, after resolutions, remove an action token from Batgirl. So she obviously helps her clear down quicker.
Yep.
She has a movement box out, which is the man can't hold us both back, which is sidestep and running simple people. I think that means pass through people.
Yes.
So, yeah. Once per turn, when an adjacent friendly character moves, it may use that as well.
Okay.
So, apart from that, just fairly standard abilities.
Yep.
But if we just swap over to her powers, she, as I said, 60 points, 6 clicks of health, has that movement ability for the first 3, then moves down to sidestep for the last 3. Has incapacitate for the first 3, but then moves down to gains precision strike on the other 3.
Okay.
Has toughness for defense, then combat reflexes after that.
Okay.
And has close combat expert for the first 3 clicks, but then nothing after that. But has straight 2 damage all the way through, but obviously close combat reflexes, close combat expert can obviously boost that up.
Yep.
So yeah, I think the sculpt is more impressive than the actual abilities on the card.
Totally agree. I think that is.
But I don't think that's
sculpt.
actually, considering it's only 60 points, that's not a bad dial.
And I would say that is one of the closest I've seen to where the sculpt is close to the 3D model that's on the card.
Yes,
That's brilliant. Really great. And what's nice as well is they've got all the gloss on the leather outfit. The hair is matte.
Yeah.
Just really nice touches.
That just shows how far they've actually figured what better at what they're doing in terms of that. So,
moving on.
Okay. Ooh, nice.
This is nice. So this is an uncommon. Number 24, Scarecrow.
Okay. Yes. I'm liking the scythe there. Actually.
Very cool.
I thought it was just a fairly straightforward. I thought, oh, that's a weird colour, and then I realised, oh no, it's actually translucent.
Yeah, and he's got the weird sort of. He's got like a body warmer over the top of his jacket, which is a bit weird. I don't know if he's
he's got a little bit more of the slight animated series look.
Yeah, I think they've gone a little bit more down that route, which I like.
Yeah. This is from Blackest Night number 7, apparently from 2010.
That explains the. It's made of light then, the scythe. Maybe.
Okay.
Has he got Yellow Lantern Core as a keyword or anything like that?
Sinestro Core.
Sinestro Core, of course. Yes. So yeah, that's.
Yes, Arkham Asylum, Sinestro Core, and Scientist.
There we go.
And it is Jonathan Crane.
Yes.
Okay.
He's got the body warmer too.
He's got a trait called Fit. Actually, I think that is the yellow core symbol on his.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And he has got a trait Fear Distilled. Perplex, but only to modify combat value -1.
Okay.
When Scarecrow uses it, calculate the target's defense. If it is 15 or less, after resolutions, deal the target 1 penetrating damage.
Wow.
Not a bad one. I mean, it's unlikely you'll get someone with a defense that low.
It's going to knock out an underling, isn't it? It's not going to be.
But
not going to take Darkseid down.
No.
Nor would you want it to, because then Darkseid will drop the ball somehow.
Yeah, I've still never used my dark side. I should try him.
Yes, you should. Because
his problem is he's got really annoying wattage.
Yeah.
It's very specific. So, I mean, unless someone will allow me to allow an extra couple of points, he's one of those annoying. I'm
Yeah.
213 or something stupid.
I have a 107 dead man that's like that.
Oh, for God's sake. Yeah. So let's just bring his card on.
Mm-hmm.
So as I said, that's that. He's got Running Shot, Force Blast, Mind Control, Penetrating Psychic Blast, Poison, understandably, Energy Shield, Deflection, and Willpower.
Yep.
So if we just have a look at his dial.
The movement powers are quite dispersed.
Yes, so obviously he starts off with Running Shot, moves on to Force Blast, that one, then Running Shot, then what was the blue one again? That's Mind Control, sorry.
Mind Control, yeah.
Just reminding myself.
Mm-hmm.
He has Penetrating Psychic Blast for most of his dial, but then moves on to Poison at the last 2.
Which again makes sense.
Yep, and he's got the Energy Shield Deflection for the first 3, and then it's the Willpower after that.
Mm-hmm.
Fairly alright damage for 85 points. Starts off at 3, drops to 2, and then goes up to 3 right at the end.
Yep.
But I mean, with the Penetrating Psychic Blast for most of his dial, that makes sense for an 85 point character.
He almost feels like he belongs in an Elseworlds, but obviously he must be in a mainline DC as well then. It feels like a what if Sinestro had hired other people, but Blackest Night I guess is a Green Lantern version of sort of
I again, not being a massive DC person, I'm not 100% sure on that.
No,
one,
indeed.
But not. Well, I was saying he's not from the Elseworlds set, so that would imply he's from a main story.
Yeah, clearly.
So there must be a story where Scarecrow does join the Sinestro Corps, even if it's just for
Blackest Night.
Well, knowing some Clix, he could have just joined for one panel, and that would have been
true. I'll put that for later as well. Right, next is an uncommon. It's a character we know in a slightly different guise. It's also a repaint of one of these sculpts we've already seen.
Okay.
But Dr. Harley Quinn.
Okay. And that makes sense from the
Harley Quinn and the Gotham girls.
Yeah, it does make sense from the Harley Quinn set.
Again, nice job on the paint.
And
nice job
again,
on the
if
sculpt.
you were fielding a support team, like if you were doing a scenario game or something like that, having
Makes perfect
scientists
sense.
led by Harley Quinn, that makes sense.
Yep.
I mean, this is a 40-point character.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty long, very long dial for 40 points. Goes out on Click 7, so
Wow.
6 clicks of health for
Crikey.
40 points. I mean, not the most powerful piece, so that's
No.
how it's balanced. But yeah, so I mean, if we just bring a card on, so I mean, got a trait to begin with, which is I don't know what came over me, which is friendly characters named the Joker have power action given adjacent friendly character named Dr. Harley Quinn or any action at no cost.
Wow.
So that's pretty powerful.
Pretty nifty. Yeah, so
That's probably where she gets most of her use, I'd have thought.
yes.
There's a damage box out, which is I see, so you're the real victim here, which is perplex but only to target opposing characters, and outwit but only to target the character of her perplex this turn, and only if it's 100 points less. So very similar to the scientist, but
She has slightly higher points.
but it's a higher point one, so it's a bit more useful. But apart from that, sidestep, charge, flurry, blades, willpower. Defend, energy shield, deflect. He does have lots of powers, different powers on different clicks.
Yeah.
So very eclectic.
Yes.
Which probably makes sense a bit. So yeah, she doesn't get blades until her last click.
Yep.
So on movement, she has nothing for the first 3 clicks, then sidestep, charge, and then flurry at the end. So flurry with blades. That is combinable, I believe.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're both close attacks.
Yeah. I think, because I know sometimes, it's whether it's power action or whatever, isn't it? So,
Charge and blades is generally what you find is. I know, but even then, that's power then close it's power then close combat.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Without going, I know it sounds boring to do either, but going without going for a pack off, I was still getting my head round the new combinations.
I believe flurry and blades combines.
Yeah.
But obviously, again, feel free, if we've got it wrong, feel free to correct us in the comments, because that's how we learn.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as I said, we fight nothing for most of the dial until Blade's right at the very end. The defense-wise, she has willpower, then followed by defend, then followed by energy shield deflection, and then nothing.
Yep.
So, again, quite an odd one. She does 0 damage for the first 2 clicks and then 1 point of damage for the rest of it, but she has that box out damage, which is the 100-point thing that I mentioned earlier. But then it goes, there's a yellow, so that's support, then enhancement, then close combat expert, then exploit weakness.
Wow.
And then nothing. It seems to be my biggest concern over that is that while she's great as a support piece at that beginning with that box out damage, it seems very you're lucky with what you get if she gets hit.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Because I mean, at the moment you won't be able to push her at the beginning because she starts off with willpower, so someone actually has to chin her.
Yeah.
But depending on how much damage she gets, I mean, that defense power is unlikely to come up. So because the idea of someone just doing 1 point of damage on her is unlikely.
Yeah.
I'd have thought, because I imagine because she sounds quite annoying if she's running next to the Joker.
Well, she can perplex, so maybe she can reduce people's damage down.
Yeah, I mean, she's a good one to hold back by the looks of it, and have a support piece being annoying, if that makes sense.
Indeed.
But yeah,
nice piece.
Yeah, nice piece, and a good one to run with the Joker by the looks
of it.
Not
a showstopper, but a nice piece.
No, but as I said, 40 points, so not really.
So, rarest one in the pack is a rare.
We both failed miserably.
We have Queen Bee. I can't help but feel, looking at the sculpt, be able to speak to this better than I can on the card. Do you think she's broken, or is that just a hand?
Annoyingly, the 3D sculpt does not actually. Well, the thing is that she actually has a
translucent plastic hand.
She has tokens, that she deploys.
Oh, okay.
Called bee drones. So I'm not sure if that's just a very small bee drone. Sorry, load.
Oh.
Yeah. So it could just be a little bee drone on the end of her hand.
She could just have honey on her hand because it would be thematic.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, yes, Queen Bee.
Yeah, so Queen Bee. Yeah.
I should have mentioned that.
Yeah, this is Queen Bee. She's from Hive, Injustice League, Secret Society of Supervillains.
Okay.
Real name's Zala.
All right.
She's from Justice League of America number 20 from 2008. Yeah, so she has a couple of traits. So first of all is drones from my Hive. Drones with 2 Zs. Okay. Other friendly characters with the Hive keyword or named bee drone can use sidestep, which is obviously the people that they summon. And alien hatching, which is power action, generate a bee drone bystander. I'll just bring the card on. So the bee drone bystander token isn't the most powerful. It's got 7 movement, 15 defense, and does 1 damage, but it does have Blades, Claws, Fangs.
Alright.
So not a bad thing to have running around causing chaos.
Indeed.
Although it does have that problem of trying to close.
And it means also I have to get a printer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you saw my game, I basically just photocopied them and just had them as paper chips.
Fair enough.
I'm all for it, because I mean, I don't tend to field those sort of characters very often.
No, indeed.
She has a box-out attack, which is Hypnopollen, which gives mind control. When Queen Bee uses it, she has 3 lightning bolts, and she may also target all opposing characters adjacent to an original target.
Okay.
So
if you group your characters together, then she might be able to take them all over.
Well, yeah, quite a devastating attack if they're not spaced out.
Yeah.
She has running shot, sidestep, invulnerability, toughness, mastermind, enhancement, and close combat expert. So she runs at 110 points.
Yep.
She goes quite a fairly long dial. She goes out on click 8, so 7 clicks of health. She starts off with running shot, that has nothing for a couple of clicks, and then goes on to sidestep.
Yep.
Sidestep seems to be quite popular in
it does.
It does. She's got that box out attack with the Hypnopollen for 4 of her clicks, but then loses it for the last 3. Starts out with invulnerable, then toughness, then obviously mastermind for the last 2 clicks.
Yep.
Then has the Enhancement for the first 4 clicks, and then Close Combat Expert for the last 3. But she has 3 damage, and even on Close Combat Expert, so you'll probably be piling that into her attack because the attack goes down as she gets weaker.
Okay.
So because she starts on 11 attack, and her last click has 9 attack. So.
Right. Fair enough.
But I mean, again, not a bad. That's actually a pretty good model. I'd have said for 110, especially that mind control, that quite devastating mind control ability.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if used correctly, she could be really annoying.
Yes.
So, and the ability to obviously pester people with summoning the bee drones.
Indeed.
Even though the bee drones, the problem I have with some of these like characters, like some of these like Polk token type things, is that they don't have charge, even though they have Blazeclaw Fangs, but they have to close. I mean, they can annoy people by locking people in, like in close combat, I suppose.
Yeah, facing them.
But if they do hit and get blades, then that's obviously quite a powerful thing.
Yeah. Now that's interesting because up until then, my pick of the pulls was very clear in my head, but that's a really nice dial on that Queen Bee.
Yeah,
and I quite like the weird powers she has, the sort of the bee drones and the mind control, especially the mind control.
Yeah, and it's not a character I particularly know. So
likewise,
it's a bit like we always joke. When we play games together as a group of friends, our friend Paul, he's got a massive catalogue of
X-Men,
X-Men, or and just a big general knowledge of Marvel comics.
Yes,
we normally find that he can floor us just by taking a character we've never heard of and underestimating how powerful they are.
Yeah. Magic with a K?
Yeah.
Oh, she can kill you.
Yeah. Well, that one that we didn't know exploded at the end.
Yeah. Paul there, our favourite thing about Medway.
Yes.
So, up until I read the Queen Bee Dial, Batgirl was by far and away my favourite, just because that sculpt is stunning.
Yeah, I think you found with my pick, I think I thought when I chose mine and my Captain America one, I think the sculpt is brilliant. It's definitely better than obviously that one, but I went with the Batman one, the Necron, just because he was so devastating. But I mean, it's quite polarizing how you can think, oh, that's a pull from this and that's a pull from that, and what I like.
Also, the Scarecrow's nice as
well. I quite like the look of the Scarecrow, personally, and I think he's not bad powers wise for his dial.
Yeah,
for his points. I mean,
this second booster has really made it difficult. I'm going to stick to my guns and say Batgirl.
Okay.
Just because I really, really, really dig that sculpt. It's wonderful. And like I say, it's really, really well done. Its paint job is fantastic. There's a tiny bit of... it's a tiny bit... It needs a bit more of a coat underneath the arm on one side. But other than that, it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's one of the nicer... I think it's one of the prettiest clips we've seen. I mean... going back to mine, I did really like that. Obviously, the Gotham one.
The Green Lantern of Gotham.
I thought was actually quite a nice one, and for the first pull, he's got and I mean that's the sort of thing I can see him going up against. Obviously, the Sinestro Scarecrow that you bought. Actually,
makes sense.
So,
but actually, they fit quite well together, despite the fact they come from different sets.
Yeah.
So we have unboxed all of our boosters.
Yeah.
We have our full selection in front of us. Thank you. We need to decide who the winner is of the overall pulls.
Okay.
I would say, even though the rares you pulled the same as me, so neither of us
got the super rare.
Neither of us guessed successfully, and we both pulled all rares. But I think of the ones pulled, yours are better. So I'm quite happy to call you the winner on that one.
Only if you're sure. I mean, the two rares I pulled, if just to remind, it's obviously the Batman, Green Lantern of Gotham, and the Captain America.
I think what loses it for me is not so much that Batman is a poor figure, because I don't think he is. I think the dial is good.
No, he seems fine.
I think that the sculpt is the generic one that you see in all the other things.
Yeah, I mean, I like that look, so I'm not going to complain too much, because I think he looks cool and it's a good action pose.
Yes.
I think Queen Bee is very powerful though. I mean, obviously that Captain America is silly with the 4 points of damage on his opening click.
It is rather silly, yes.
But at the same time, he is worthy. So
well, there is that. So the only thing remaining now is we'll call you the winner as the single point, because none of us got a chase.
Okay, no.
Neither of us guessed successfully, but we're calling you the winner because your pulls are slightly nicer on the rares.
Okay. And if you have, I mean, other side,
I'm fine with that. I'm happy with that.
Okay.
I'm being,
Thank you.
you know, I think that's fair to say. Maybe if people disagree, they can put it in the comments.
Yeah, yeah.
Now
Hashtag Queen Bee for week.
Hashtag Team Bats.
Yeah.
Team Bands. So the only thing remaining then is to build a 300-point force out of what we pulled.
Okay.
So let's do that right now.
Okay.
Right, so with the magic of editing, we've been away and we've had a look through our figures and we've chosen 300-point teams. So why don't you tell us about the pieces you have chosen?
Yeah, so I decided to do a little bit different to how I would do it, just because I think I get to see somehow how the ones I wouldn't normally pick go, because I like to have a bit of a... But and I think I've got a nice varied team for 300 points. So I've got a Green Lantern of Gotham.
Yep.
Carolina Dean.
Mm-hmm.
The 90-point Superman.
Okay.
And the bog standard Templar.
Cool. So to bulk out your force.
Yeah, just to bulk up that last 30 points.
Cool. So my force looks like so. It's actually mostly the pick of the pulls contenders. So it's a 45.05 of the Flash.
Okay.
The 85-point Sinestro Claw Scarecrow.
Okay.
A 110-point Queen Bee. So I have to get a printer the job done before the time to play it.
Fine.
And the 60-point Batgirl, my pick of the pulls because she is gorgeous.
Yeah. No, good one.
Yeah, so that's my exactly 300 points. So what we will do is, at some point in the not too distant future, we will play said game and we will do it for your enjoyment right here on the E14 Toybox. So thank you, Blake, for joining me.
No, thank you
and
for having
me to unbox my backlog.
Although, as an aside, I would like
Alright.
to point out we have missed a very glaring other competition we could have run,
what's that?
which was that the Green Lantern of Gotham could have gone against the Sinestro Police in a dive-off competition.
That's true. Maybe we can just do that with Photoshop.
Yeah.
Other services and programs are available, and
Yeah.
one of them is the one I'll actually use.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, the artistic impression.
Yeah.
6.9, 6.8.
Yeah. But anyway,
So, yeah,
yes,
so at
thank
some
you very
point,
much,
no worries. So at some point we will get together and we will play the game. I'll make a note of these figures so that we don't, they get lost in the mix.
Yeah, no fun.
And we will play said game and we will see which is the superior team of the pulls from today's E14 Toybox. So thank you again, Blake, for joining me. Thank you for watching. Let us know in the comments below if you enjoyed this video. It's a slightly longer format than our usual booster unboxings, but hopefully it makes it better for it. So let us know what you think, and bye for now.